Hi guys, Sid here, and if you're anything like me, you have either recently just started with Ars Magika 2 or have been playing Ars Magika 2 and have recently upgraded to the latest version. And if you're anything like me, you have got caught out by the new Nexus system in Ars Magika 2. So this is going to be hopefully a very quick tutorial on how to create the three types of Etherium Nexus. It's no longer Essence, it's now Etherium, and how to upgrade them, and just a little bit of the basics. So without further ado, I have got three little plots laid out, all exciting. This stuff on the ground is completely unnecessary. It's just my way of indicating what I'm doing where. So coming over here, the very first thing you're probably going to want to build is going to be a neutral essence. Oh, sorry, a neutral Etherium. Called myself out already. Nexus, and that is now called an Obelisk. So to make an Obelisk, you're going to need 4 smooth stone, you're going to need 4 Vintium dust, you're going to need a chiseled stone brick, which can be created with 4 stone bricks or any combination, mossy, cracked. We'll create one of those, and that will give you an Obelisk. Now, you're also either going to want a bucket of liquid Etherium, that's the pools that we all know and love, or just Vintium dust. And you can whack down that in the world. Let me just pop you out of my way, and there's your Obelisk. So we stick on it with a Mage tech staff, and you can see there's no neutral essence in there whatsoever. But if we click on it with an empty hand, we get this furnace interface. So we can burn Vintium dust. That's the first big change, and I think 1 Vintium, oh, it's actually doing more. I thought it didn't quite do as much as that. Just 2,000. The other thing you can put in there, bear in mind this seems to have a cap, let me just go in there, is a bucket of liquid Etherium, and that will do considerably more, but this caps out at 5,000 essence, so just be aware that it will fill up rapidly. You can see there it's full. So that's the neutral Etherium thingy, Obelisk. However, at some point you may want to get into a light Nexus. Now that is decidedly more complex. Now if we check in here and just go to our book where the Obelisk, it's all detailed out in here, and I'll come into these structures later, but that is as simple as doing that and placing it. The Celestial Prism, which is the light gateway, actually requires a little bit more detail. You have to do this ritual of purification. So let me jump in here for starters. So the very first thing you're going to need is Wizard's Chalk. Well, first thing you're going to need is an Obelisk. As before, so you always start with an Obelisk. There we go, Obelisk done, bye bye. And you're going to need to get some Wizard's Chalk. So for that you're going to need bone meal, clay, Vintium dust, flint and paper, and that will give you a Wizard's Chalk. You're also going to need 4 of these warning candles, and that is witchwood slabs, it's just straightforward slab recipe. Pig fat, which is a new drop from pigs, seems kind of rare-ish. I've been slaughtering pigs like an idiot in my LP, and I've probably got about 10 or so. And some string, and that will make you a warding candle. And you'll notice it has unattuned. There is another use for these, but for the purpose of this you will need 4 of those. You're also going to need some of this, but we'll still... Oh, have I gone and... I have gone and scuppered myself with my chests here. Just bear with me a second. So you are going to need to make a mana focus. Now mana focus is just a lesser focus. Lesser focus with surrounded by redstone will give you a standard focus, and a standard focus with 2 Vintium dust will give you a mana focus. You're also going to need a moonstone, and you're going to need a light spell. That's the projectile spell with the light effect. Let me just empty this out and get rid of these damn chests out my way. Don't want you, don't want you, don't want you. I should have thought about that when I laid out these chests, that this is going to get in the way. So what you're going to need to do around your obelisk is get your wizard's chalk. It's probably not ideal that I put it on this white. And you're going to draw this pattern, which is basically like a big plus. So that is the pattern you're going to get. You can see there, you've got that going on, and you get your candles, and you whack one here, one here, one here, and one there. All pretty straightforward so far. You're then going to go over to here, and you're going to chuck in your moonstone. Oh, of course, I'm in creative, so I didn't chuck, I deleted. Bonk, moonstone goes in. You're going to want your mana focus, bonk, and you're going to want your light spell. And once you've got that, just basically cast your light spell at the obelisk. And it consumes the circle, it consumes the candle, so they do go, and you get this celestial prism. And this should be generating Etherium right now. So, once you've got to this point, let me dump you out of the way. The next thing you're going to be looking at is a dark nexus, or that's a celestial prism. The dark nexus is now called a black aurum. So, yeah, all good fun. And to do that, you are going to want some chalk. You're going to want some candles. You're going to want an obelisk again. So whack the obelisk down. And don't need you anymore. And instead of a mana focus, this time we're using a monster focus, which is a standard focus with 2 iron swords. So we need a monster focus, we need a sunstone, and we need a fire spell. That's projectile fire damage. Now this one is a little bit more tricky to draw out, but it basically goes like that, and then if I remember rightly, like that. And let me just double check. Hang on, we need to go up. Where are we? It's under rituals. There we go. Ritual of corruption with an obelisk. Now you can also do this with a spawner, apparently. Yep, I'm on the right track here. Good, good. So we're coming out like that. Do little bunny ears at the top, so you get that kind of structure going on here, and like that. And then you're going to take your candles in this instance, and you're going to place one here, one here, one here, and one here. Then, once you've got all that all going on, you're going to chuck your monster focus in. Whoops. You're going to chuck your sunstone in. You're going to grab your fire spell and do exactly the same. And there you go, a black aurum. So this is the basic stuff, and if we click on that, you'll see there's no essence in there. Let me grab some piggies just to give it a bit of give it a bit of charge, and you see off it goes as per usual, and it charges up pretty much the same way. The passive mobs, they don't generate as much. Now it's worth noting that if you wanted to, you don't need to do anything more to these. These will work as they are. Let me just make sure the time is in our favour. I don't want dark coming on. So you could, for example, have this lot going on, and that will work absolutely fine and dandy, providing of course you can get the runes in. You might have, no, you would get away with that if you started with the middle one. And that's all fine. Oh, they will work without issue. However, if you wanted to upgrade your things, the very first and simplest upgrade you can do is draw, I'll use the word magic circle loosely around, and that will increase the burn rate of that. It will increase the generation rate of this, and I think how it works with this one is you get slightly more dark Etherium per mob. Let's give that a try. You've got 60. Have a piggy. And we've now got 97, which normally that should have been 90, so that has increased it. Then we're back into familiar territory, because we can go in here and, oh, no, I don't need to do that. Get you out of the way, put you out of the way, get the old stone bricks and things. So we're back into the shape of the Nexus that we all know and love, and popping those on the top, and now we've got a Nexus which will generate even more. Now similarly, you can use the old marble and what's it, glass, moonstones, diamond, gold as the capstones on the old light Nexus, and that will improve the rate there. And just like normal on the dark Nexus, you can use the sunstone blocks, the chimerite blocks, or obsidian on nether brick, and that should improve the rate there. So if we chuck a pig in now, we're at 97.5, and yeah, you can see we got vast amount more now. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just have a quick look at the chimerite blocks, see whether they are better than or worse than. Now, what did we... oh, I don't know what we got, but we'll chuck a pig in and see what we get. That didn't seem that much better, actually. Maybe the chimerite doesn't work anymore, who knows. The book suggests that the chimerite will work fine, but I normally just go with obsidian and things for this anyway. I think they are usually more than adequate. Yeah, you're getting big watch for that. Now this should cap out, I think this caps out at 2,500, so this can only store 2,500. This one is only storing 5,000. I've not tested this one, but my guess is it's probably going to be 2,500, similar to the light one. So yeah, that is the new Nexuses. Fairly straightforward, and obviously slightly different. Now, one other thing to note is if I go and borrow that, if you were to put, we'll do 5 like that, and you were to go and grab a, let's go for a cal factor. Now, previously, the cal factor could only be linked to one Nexus, so you could either link it to neutral or to a dark or a light. That is no longer true. You can select, and you'll see that we can pair that one, that's paired successfully, that's now paired successfully. So you can have multiple Nexuses powering the devices, which is a big addition, because it does mean that, because these are quite slow, so these would drain quickly, whereas there should be enough there powering that. And we should see there that that's now got 100 light essence in it. You can also, and I don't know whether we got the range on this, let's just try it. I've probably done this a little bit too far away. No path, no, hang on, we need a Etherium conduit then. Let's just pop you down like that. Now the other thing, these things, if you recall, and I don't use them a great deal, before you would have had to go and click on that and then click on that and click on here. Now it should automatically find the pairing, and you'll see there that now we've got neutral essence. And similarly, if we come over here and pair you with you, oh, has that not found a path? I'm a bit too far away perhaps. Let's try that. bonk, and bonk. Pairing was successful, and that is now getting dark essence as well. So that has now got a mixture of the 3 essences in it. Anyway guys, that was just a very, very quick overview of how to do these new nexuses, or they are now called the Obelisk, the Celestial Prism and the Dark Aurum, and hopefully you found that a little bit useful. So that's enough from me, and see you soon. Bye for now.